can just join the 9:30 call or the 5:30, and
Right.
there'll be someone there hopefully, and you can all work out together.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, this one will still be on, and it will be the same format. So we'll just discuss what the workout of the day is.
Yeah.
And answer any questions.
Good.
Right, you're coming in, sir. Come on. Come on then. Good boy. Oh, I had trouble opening my little Zoom on the laptop. Are you recovered, TJ and Jackie?
Yeah, fine, thank you. Not done anything since, but yeah, I'm fine.
This morning,
Yeah, me neither.
I was just talking to you about the 9:30 call. I only just saw your message then. So
right, yes, yeah.
TJ
yeah.
and Jackie dialed in at 9:30, and Anth was there as well. Obviously, that 9:30 call, they just happened to do yesterday's workout because none of them had done it. So that's
right, yeah.
But if you want to dial in, like Anna and I dialed in, we just ate Oreos. Well, I ate an Oreo bit. Anna dropped a rich tea biscuit. But if you want to dial in and do something else, it was just sort of a way of knowing that other people were going to be there working out at the same time.
Yeah.
So it won't necessarily be a coach, and it won't be, if there is a coach, they'll more than likely be either training or having just watching, having fun.
Yeah, eating Oreos.
Eating Oreos, yeah. That looked nice, Team Evans. Was that orange juice? Or
this is our fresh turmeric.
Everyone's cracking up.
Juice. It's like a little shot.
what's it got in it? Turmeric, and what's the other thing?
Ginger.
Yeah. Did you make that yourself?
James juices it, yeah.
That's why I've always been with your hands.
That's why you've always got orange hands, yeah. Looks like you've been doing operations and touching the iodine.
This is our medication. This is our anti-coronavirus.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
You got it early.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, so if you guys want to dial in at 9:30 or 5:30, depending on, and I said to Lee's doing his at 6:40, and he's occasionally done a FaceTime call with Lauren and Sam. But if you want to hook up with anyone and just train, sometimes it's nice just knowing other people are working out at the same time. This morning's call, we sort of came in and out of the picture.
It made me work better.
Yeah, cool. So that's a win. But I do wonder what you're doing when you're by yourself.
Having a few more reps.
Like just throwing tyres over your shoulder. Oh, it was funny. Looked like a little sketch. No, that's cool. Yeah, so how do you feel though after? Do you feel like you could have potentially pushed harder if you did yesterday's full fight mode? It was the 60 seconds of work, 3 lots of 60 seconds back to back. Did anybody not on that 9:30 call do it by themselves? Team Evans? I would have thought people did.
Sarah did it last night.
What were her 3 weapons?
She did, for the 3 minutes, she did a sprint.
Yeah.
With boys. She did a dumbbell push, leg pull push, and what was the other thing? Plank thing.
Plank reach.
Plank reach, nice. And you got that intensity. Obviously, you start with the sprint, so that like really jacks the heart rate up for max speed.
Yeah. So I managed to get, wow, we think we've
That's
got
20
20 meters.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I managed to get 200 meters. I did it three times. Yeah.
You did the whole thing 3 times.
Yeah. So I did
3 lots of 3 minutes.
3 lots of 3 minutes. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. And do you
Yeah.
think you kept the intensity there?
I think so, because I managed to get, sorry, managed to get the 200 meters in each time.
Yeah.
I think on the third time I managed to get the dumbbell a bit further down the garden as well.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how I managed that on the last time. The hardest thing was the plank reach at the end.
Yeah. You really am trying not to, drop down.
Yeah.
When it's a weird feeling transitioning, especially when you've given your all. Like TJ started with burpees, but then transitioning straight into the next thing, that feeling, if you've flipped the right switch and I'm going to go do as many as I can in 60 seconds, I know that I've got to transition to that next movement. That feeling that you get of adrenaline essentially, and that fight, that very sympathetic feeling of wanting to just push that object from A to B with as much sort of aggression as you can. Cool. I like it. So today I've posted a little video of Naughty Nancy. It was a clip from the 2013 CrossFit Games. It was a 600 meter run and a slightly heavier barbell than what Nancy's normally done with. So Nancy is traditionally a 5-round workout, 400 meter run. So imagine you've gone out the gym door, you've gone down the stairs, over the first bridge, if there was no fence there, round, and then back in the gym. Then you'd hit your 15 overhead squats. Obviously, if you're not overhead squatting, you can do any sort of squat, front rack squat. You could do, front rack squat. And depending on the object, it's going to put you in different positions. So if you were with a sandbag, that almost rests on the chest. Not a very nice feeling, especially after you've been running. It could be that you've got 2 kettlebells or 2 dumbbells or a single object. So you can use anything if you're not going overhead. Potentially the skill section here, before the 20 minutes before, might be working on the overhead squat. So if you're not necessarily doing it under the pressure of the workout, you're still getting some work in towards that skill. And there's been a few things posted. We discovered this morning on the 9:30 call that some people didn't even know there was a workout tab.
Not that I've looked at it.
Explain to us, it's 9:30.
But there's also a learn tab, and there has been, what I think is quite useful stuff on there. That maybe doesn't apply necessarily to you every day, but might not be interesting, but certainly could be quite useful. So like the thoracic opener things, the strong fit openers that we do, they're very helpful for that overhead position, making sure we're finding tension in the pecs, which is part of the constraint for the overhead squat in the workout. So we are still putting our little Bernie type of constraint driven spin on the workout, that we want you to try and find this tension, but not forget the intent of the workout. Yes, it is to do it as fast as you can, with as much, with whatever weight you can. I know we'll be slightly limited on equipment. So still challenge yourself.
Do you run with weight?
No.
No.
So it's a 400 meter run, just normal body weight. You can go for a brisk walk, it could be a jog, anything that's going to challenge you. It could potentially be skipping if you're not running, if you're not doing the high impact stuff. Walking, probably a good option. Potentially a step up. So I would be looking at about 2.5 minutes of cardio, whatever it is that you're going to do. Could be burpees if you've not done enough of those recently. So it's about 2.5 minutes of work, think about how long it would take you to run the 400 meters and what it feels like to run 400 meters. So we want to try and mimic that feeling. And if it means you use a different movement, that's fine. That's cool. If you know skipping gives you the same type of stimulus as running, then we know we can work both those movements for that energy system, or whatever it is you're focusing on. We can link those two things together. Yeah, and then you'll come in and you'll do your squats. If you need to change this from 5 rounds to 3 rounds or 4 rounds, then do that. Maybe you put a time cap on it of 15 or 20 minutes. So you're not going for, 30 or 40 minutes. Maybe give yourself that extra constraint that you're going to try and get this work done in 15 minutes or in 20 minutes. And if it doesn't happen to be 5 rounds, then so be it. Or maybe it will be 5 rounds. Does that all make sense? Is anybody struggling to think of the movements they might use for this? Obviously, if you've got a barbell, feel free to use the barbell. We're actually going to use the barbell in the biceps workout 1, if you've got one. Yeah, so bicep curls. I'm going to get you to mix it up. So last week we grabbed the dumbbell. Oh, just lost the page. The other way, if you've got a kettlebell, one of the guys we were on the course with did this one. So you'll sit on the edge. So you hold the kettlebell like this. And you'll curl here.
Where can you feel that, Soph?
Biceps. So the constraint is find your biceps. Yeah. If it maybe it starts going to the trap, you're going to use a song. I put Despacito today, which is what we talked about, the song we talked about yesterday, the non-Justin Bieber edition. But what I was going to say is every time you hear ito, so ITO, they use favorito, despacito. There's quite a few words that they'll use. Anna, you speak that sort of Spanish language. Yeah, every time you hear them say ito, you're going to do a bicep curl. If you want to just do it on despacito, you can do that. But there's a few.
It wrong. Just so you know, you're saying it wrong. Just
okay. If you want to do hammer curls, if anyone's got 2 dumbbells, a hammer curl is where the object is more vertical. More perpendicular with the floor. So palms will be like this, and you'll hammer curl up and down like that. Remember, when you do bicep curls, the elbow shouldn't be moving. They're fixed, and you're just focusing on extending and flexing.
Fixed elbow.
Yeah, so we shouldn't be seeing any rotation in the shoulder. We shouldn't see the arm raising or going back. We're just trying to put max tension in the guns. Gun show. Cool. And then that brings us to our 20-minute skill. So this is where today's talk might be helpful. If you're on the call tomorrow morning, you could dial in, put Despacito on and mute yourself, do your little bicep warm up, come back in and say, right, I'm going to set my clock off for 20 minutes and we'll come back after 20 minutes after we've both worked on our skill, because you might not necessarily be working on the same skill as somebody else. Somebody might be working on their squats, somebody might be working on their push-ups. If you can still see the screen, I tend to, when Anna and I have done it before, if I see her face come back on the screen, I just check that she's all right and she's not slacking. And then we can go back and get back onto our skill. So what do we think we'll be doing for our skill section, whether it's today, tomorrow, the next day? What is anybody working on?
I'm going to do the overhead squat, like you said. I've only got like a 5 kg bar, but it's more about the positioning for me.
Yeah, so do you remember James and Sarah sent through some cool pictures? They had the PVC pipe, and it was when we snap it upwards. Yeah. I'm looking for this short head of the bicep. If James is there, he can do a little demo for us. Show us the short head of your bicep. Oh, he'll go get his PVC pipe.
He's just going to get said pipe.
So when James is trying to crush that, or whatever it is you're using, what have you've got a 5 kilo bar, Tej? Do you have a PVC pipe?
No.
Broomstick.
Yeah, but it's got on the end of it.
That's it. So what we'll try and get. Yeah, there we go. We're gonna try and get James. Like you can see, is the top of his bicep. That's the short head there. So what we're trying to get James to do is be able to straighten his arms more, but still be able to have that tension there. That's it. Because obviously, it's more efficient if he does have straight arms, and then he's got to go down into his squat as well. So yeah, for 20 minutes, and he's gotten a lift. Very good. Thank you for that demo.
I don't think I'll be able to do that one thing for 20 minutes though, so I might add in trying to do my handstands as well. Yeah.
You could start with like a broomstick though, and then add some weight.
Okay.
You could do the thoracic opener, because the biggest thing in the squat for you, as you come down, I want to see more shoulder. So if I'm overhead here, as you start to come down, the shoulders start to come forward and the trap starts to kick in. So if with a dowel, you can practice holding that tension and going down in your squat, because remember, it's linking those two things together. Then it's adding in weight, which is the next difficult thing. Then it's adding it in, doing it faster, doing it in a time constraint, whether it's a workout, and then doing it after you've been for a 400-meter run. So the skill portion of it, just practicing, if you've got that pipe, snapping that pipe overhead, feeling that tension in the pec, in the short head of the bicep, making sure as you go down lower in the squat that tension doesn't change. Yeah, because as you go lower, that's a more skillful movement. The lower you can go, the lower you can go, and we're at risk of that shoulder popping forward. So I want you to really think about keeping that pec engaged, short head of the bicep engaged. You might feel your lats if you've woken those bad boys up. Yeah. And then, so handstand, what, kick-ups or?
Just trying to do them, yeah.
Wall climbs?
Yeah, I can do wall climbs. I could do some of them, yeah. Yeah.
Just be careful, especially if you're on concrete or something hard. Just be really careful that if you fall, it's not like, even though the floor at the gym is hard.
I'm going to do it in the lounge.
Yeah, if you've got carpet, you'll be safer doing it there. Just if you've got the space around you to be able to do it. But yeah, you could do wall climbs, and you could think about the same. A wall climb is holding load overhead. That's a snatch. That's an overhead squat. These skills transfer over. If you improve your handstand in the correct position, pec, short head of the bicep, holding your load overhead, your weight overhead, you get better at that. There's no doubt that you won't also improve your overhead position. And it's working the squat into it, obviously. What other skills do we think we might be working on?
I was going to work on my hinge.
Very good. What part of the hinge is the problem?
all of it.
So you think doing it with load? You've got
Probably using the pec stick.
using the pec stick, yeah.
I just walked into the kitchen pointing at his belly to say that he's hungry.
Okay.
Be a good wife.
The pec stick, trying to do a hinge. So I guess there's a tendency to just go through the movement really quickly instead of focusing on tension. So probably obliques while also keeping pecs engaged. So I'll probably do.
Yeah, and if you're building on so if you're thinking hinge in a squat and hinge in a deadlift and applying those two things together. So people were saying that they might have tight hamstrings, but feeling the difference between having tight, feeling tightness as opposed to feeling tension.
Mm-hmm.
Like the tension, we're going to have blood flowing to the muscle, whereas a tightness, that's just how it is in a resting position if they just feel tight.
Yeah.
I know a couple of people were saying last week about their seating positions and how that might be affecting their hamstrings. Yeah, we've worked this week on hammies, glutes in a squat, so maybe try and apply that now to a hinge, squatting hinge pattern, if anybody wants to work on that. And I teach you, she's disappeared. Teach you put
The chair was a bit uncomfortable.
you put squats in your kick as your kicker, didn't you? Did you end up doing any?
No, I was knackered after those 3-minute things.
Yeah, but it's there to teach us something. Didn't go. You should have done yours off the camera.
I'm going to do 20 minutes of it. I did the second round of that, the 3-minute thing, when I ran out of Wi-Fi, I think.
Oh, okay. We thought your battery might have gone dead.
Got too far from the...
Yeah, so if you didn't do any of the kicker yesterday because you didn't drop the object and you were too tired to focus on your kicker because it wasn't a punishment, opportunity to learn, then maybe put that in today as well. You can spend 10 minutes on one, 10 minutes on the other, or do 5 and 10.
Yeah.
Mix it up. But remember how these skills do relate to one another. If you're doing an upper body movement, don't forget what your lower body's doing. And if you're doing a lower body movement, don't forget the upper body needs to work as well. Yeah. Jackie, do you know what you might do for a skill?
Yeah, I'm going to have a go at trying to get the D ball over my shoulder.
Awesome. Yeah. So...
And I'm not sure I can do that for 20 minutes, but then I'm going to, because as you know, I'm trying to get my arm up. If I can't, I'm going to do the pipe overhead squat. Yeah,
good. So with the D ball, a lot of the power is generated from your hips. Yeah. So you getting it to the hip and getting a really confident hug around the ball and thinking about the lats, how we think about the lats in a swing. Just if you were lifting it today sort of to like knee level,
yeah,
just try and get more aggressive with getting it onto the lat. So if I use this pillow so he's in the way, so if I'm here, I'm going to try and lift, put it onto the lat and give it a big hug.
Yeah.
As soon as I've got it resting on my lap, my arms aren't really doing much of the work, so I can get a big grip on the ball. And then the next important thing is that I bring my hips through and I extend completely and I squeeze my glutes for it to then go over the shoulder. So we don't want to miss that, getting it to the lap and then opening up completely.
Yeah.
We've all been in the situation where we've sort of ducked away from the ball as it goes to travel over the shoulder. If we've moved up from the 15 to the 20 and then we've moved up from the 20 to the 30 and possibly got to the 40 or the 50, how much more the timing of it as well. So getting it to the lap, extending knees, hips, and then sort of even leaning backwards, not arching. So not arching to create a massive arch here, but extending and just forcing the ball in that direction, because that's ideally where it wants to end up, yeah, over the shoulder. But it's not gonna just magically happen. Obviously the strength you're building is going to get you closer to there, but just getting confidence, getting the object to your lap and hugging it, feeling the pecs, feeling the lats. When you're ready to send it over the shoulder, you would have at least practiced the first part of that drill enough times. Yeah. And then the overhead stuff for that, making sure that when you're overhead, you're trying to find as much tension in that right hand side as you can. And see how that feels from left to right. Oh, it's different. Cool. Sarah, do you know what you might do for your skill?
I better probably practice some overhead stuff.
Yeah.
But my kicker yesterday, which I just need to do, is obliques. So I was just on the ground 15 seconds, just trying to hold tension in the obliques.
Yeah.
So I had to do that a couple of times on one of my runs. Yeah.
Did you try it walking yet?
No, I haven't yet.
Like walking fairly fast, because that, when you really start to feel the tension, like to the point where you feel like your eyes are going to pop out your head, and then using your breath, so still being able to inhale, exhale, and continue holding that tension, because with every breath we should be utilizing that to either increase the tension or maintain the tension that we've got. Like if you imagine you've gone through a 400-meter run, your heart rate spiked, the weight is overhead, and you're going through your overhead squats, you know, the first few reps feel okay, and then everything starts to break down because your heart rate's gone up even more because you've now got this weight overhead. You're having to stabilize. Yes, sooty. So a lot of that is going to come from the obliques. Obviously, core to extremity, the stuff closest to our center is the most important stuff. So I've really had, you sort of had to strip it right back to just walking and trying to find that tension and hold the tension in the obliques. So it's a good one.
I'll try that. It's probably too much. I was thinking, could I do it during my run? But I probably can't do that and remember to breathe and everything else.
But try it. Yeah, because you were working on your strides and from lamppost to lamppost, weren't you, as well? Yeah, when the glute med was flaring up. But certainly if you could find better tension in your obliques, you'd definitely be creating less tension in that sort of outside edge of the hip, the glute, like that higher sort of glute lower back area. Definitely it'd help. But just you'll only know by trying, won't you?
That's right. I stand here now, so it's funny how you become tuned into it, isn't it? So I know normally I'd stand and I can feel my lower back taking over. So I try and hinge forward now. Yeah. And engage my obliques, just stood here because I can feel myself going.
Yeah, exactly. And it will get easier. The more you practice it well, it will become easier, or you'll improve. You'll get better at joining that, stitching that to other movements, more heavier loads, being able to move faster. Yeah, it's cool. Geraldine, will you do workout? I know
I'm
you
skipping.
You're going to skip.
Skipping.
Are you still doing your double unders?
Well, no, I'm trying, but so I'll still keep trying. I can do lots of skips, but only 1 or 2 double unders.
Have you been in the class when we've done like variations, like the crisscross?
Oh, please, I've only just started skipping.
Like in your skips, but jumping from side to side. You don't have to jump high or far. But yeah, the crisscross, front straddle, the side to side.
I can't do any.
Can't do any of those.
No.
Now is the time.
I'm going to practice burpees as well, because I feel that all my reps of that open on Friday or whenever it was were probably not good.
Why do you think that?
I didn't get down far enough. I didn't go right to the floor.
Chest to the ground.
Yeah.
What were you stepping back?
I stepped. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But you would do a snake push up.
Yeah.
That's basically what it is. Jackie did some good variations of the burpee today, and I think they got you actually moving fast, Jackie.
Yeah.
Very succinct. We talked about alternating the feet. I'll share this variation. Actually, I'll share it on here in the chat.
Oh, I see chat.
Oh, I can't find it. I'll send it to you, Geraldine.
Righto. I've been looking at videos, CrossFit videos. When you've said about a movement, I've looked at the video just to go through it slowly and try to copy it.
Yeah. You would have done burpees before. I remember when
yeah, but I wasn't doing them. I was cheating, so to speak.
You know where you step back and then you take so you take your knees to the ground and then you come forward.
Yeah.
So then you push your hips back and then you bring the foot through and stand from there. So then you alternate, knees down, hips, push off the hips, and then bring the hips back towards the heels, step through. There's your almost lunge.
I know what I should have been doing, but when I thought about it afterwards, I wasn't doing it.
Okay. So we know you can do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So some burpee practice and some double unders. Option is, if you get distracted, maybe set up an EMOM. Take skipping, for instance. Minute 1, you might do singles. Minute 2, you might try a variation, whether it's the stepping forward and back. And then minute 3, you might practice your burpees. And then you just cycle through those 3 movements. Or if it's just 2, say you're doing overhead carries and obliques, or overhead squats, you could do minute 1 overhead squats, minute 2 obliques, or 2 minutes on one and then 2 minutes on the other, just to keep Sometimes if you need 10 minutes, you can set a 10-minute timer off and know that you've got 10 minutes just for your overhead stuff. But the skill section, it should feel like a workout in itself. If you're really fighting for that tension, because this is the time to practice it, either under not so much load, under no time pressure, no pressure of, I want to beat that person next to me. You can really focus on creating the tension and holding yourself accountable, for what you're trying to achieve, whether it's push up or squat, whatever it is.
I'm just watching Sarah because she's eating. I'm hungry.
Oh, sorry.
What are we having today?
Avocado, soft-boiled egg, peppers, feta, a few seeds.
Lovely, jubbly. Sounds nice.
Oh.
Yeah. Lovely. We'll have to go and have lunch after this. Yeah, make sure you eat, especially after this morning's workout. Make sure you eat.
Yeah, I had porridge beforehand, a long time before. Yeah.
Yeah. Very good. Any other questions?
Right, thanks. Got me notes.
5 rounds. If you don't want to do 5 rounds, scale it to 3 or 4, or set yourself a time cap, say 15 minutes or 20 minutes.
I think my little run might be a little bit more than 400 meters, but I don't think that matters, does it? So I've got like a little block up around.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I won't be getting my tape measure out. Yeah. No, all good. Other than that, everyone okay?
Yep.
Enjoying? Yeah, the sun is still out.
Lovely. I've just had to wash Shreddy because he was rolling in fox poo. Nice.
Nice.
Lovely. Yeah. From his walk this morning.
Yeah.
Lovely. Maybe it was a protest for you making him work out this morning.
Maybe. He just sat there and watched me the whole time.
Yeah, he's a good boy. Don't forget to check out the Learn and Smile tabs, and if you have anything learny or smiley to send me, please do. Your face might have appeared on the tab, so go and check it out. It's on under the Lifting Spirits tab. There was a really interesting documentary on the Learn tab yesterday.
This is Core.
Oh, is that me? No.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
And everyone okay? No other questions about how to do the workout? And if you want to dial in to see one another, to actually do it, 9:30 or 5:30, and whenever. You can call each other whenever, obviously. We can set up.
Are you doing the Friday night open thingy?
We sure will. We've got a bit of an exciting extension to it as well.
Ooh. So
yeah, we've got a little bit of a competition continuation. But yes, we'll be there, and the quiz is on this coming Wednesday as well, and Nick is hosting it. So yeah, calls that aren't sort of fitness related, I suppose the CrossFit one is Friday night at 8 o'clock, and then the Wednesday quiz will be at 7:30. 7:30. Same link as well, but we're sending out another mail shot, so all the links will be on there. And reminders about what we've got going on.
Good.
Cool.
The 9:30 and the 5:30, darling. Is that on here? Is this on the same Zoom thing?
Yeah.
No, I posted the link in the remote group last night.
Oh right, sorry.
I'll pin it to the top. Yeah, no, it's different.
Okay. Right.
I wonder if I could make it the same. I might lose you guys, but I'll tag you in it just so you've got it as well.
Excellent. Okay. Lovely to see you.
Okay, bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.